All right, for the first time, CTE is diagnosed in a professional female athlete. The degenerative brain disease was found in an Australian rules football player who died last year. Her name's Heather Anderson. These findings are significant because most CTE cases have been found in men. Only a handful have been discovered in women. Anderson is also the first female pro athlete to be diagnosed. CTE, we know, can lead to depression, memory loss, and changes in personality. Here to talk more about this development, Dr. Megan Raney, emergency physician and the incoming dean for the Yale School of Public Health. Doctor, thank you as always. This is really important news, sad as it may be, to understand CTE and the impacts on the brain. What's your read on this latest development?
So this is a groundbreaking and obviously tragic development. CTE is only diagnosed after death. So the fact that this young woman died of suicide is in and of itself a tragedy. The fact that her family donated her body and allowed it to be examined has allowed us to identify CTE. It does look like it was still in very early stages, but the bigger takeaway from this, for those of us that are parents or who have friends who are competitive athletes, is that women are not immune to CTE. As more of us play sports where we are sustaining concussions, we too are at risk. To me, this emphasizes the importance of both concussion prevention among young as well as competitive athletes, and then treating those concussions appropriately, taking them seriously to avoid those long-term, very devastating effects of this chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Right, all things that we can do, preventative measures to mitigate. Are we any closer with technology and advances in medicine in diagnosing CTE before someone dies? What's happening in that field?
So we still don't know a lot about how best to diagnose it definitively before someone dies. We do know how to identify concussions, and we're getting better and better technology every year to help us identify not just that someone's had a concussion, but also just as importantly, when they are safe, if they're safe, to go back to sports or to activities that could potentially put them at risk. Important things to keep an eye out for in your loved ones are those signs that can be conflated with dementia. So word finding difficulty, personality changes, increased impulsiveness, as you mentioned, depression or suicidal thoughts. Those can all be markers of CTE. The saddest thing, though, is that we don't have anything to treat it. So by the time you diagnose this, it's too late. You've sustained the damage, and then it's about protecting someone from the worst effects. The far better move is that protection on the front end, wearing a helmet, being taken out of sports if you do have signs of a concussion, and following your doctor's orders to make sure you're not put back to play too soon.
Given the dangers and the risks we now know about concussions and CTE, have we seen a shift in how people perceive head injuries when they're participating in sports, that they're more likely to come forward and say, my brain's not right, I took a bad hit, as opposed to what we used to see when you and I grew up, the tough it out kind of mentality?
So as an emergency physician, I certainly over the last 20 years have seen an increasing number of parents bringing their kids in for evaluation after a possible concussion. We did used to get told, just shake it off and get back in the game. Parents are increasingly taking it seriously. Youth sports coaches and professional sports coaches are also taking it seriously. But, we're still seeing stuff like this year with Tua on the Miami Dolphins, who had that double impact. It's certainly not universal. And many athletes still will kind of shake their head and try to write it off and pretend that they didn't really have a concussion because they want to get back in the game. This is a message that we can't repeat enough. Now, not just for young men, but also with this tragic death, also for young women. Take those head impacts seriously. And it may not even take an impact to your head. It may just be that your head got shaken that causes that concussion, which, if sustained over time, can lead to this long-term damage known as CTE.
Yeah, and a concussion, even mild, is a traumatic brain injury. Real quick, want to get your thoughts on measles. People traveling outside the U.S. are being told to get vaccinated from the CDC. They've issued an advisory saying that people need 2 doses of the MMR vaccine 2 weeks before leaving on an international trip. How concerned are we about the measles right now, given the fact we do have a vaccine?
So we do have a vaccine, and kindergartners should all be vaccinated before they start school. Unfortunately, over the past few years, through a combination of COVID and kids not being seen by their pediatricians, increased vaccine misinformation, as well as just socioeconomic problems and insurance difficulties, we're seeing an increasing proportion of kids who are not vaccinated.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.